I will have Eileen started, and I will cook here probably 8 to 10 minutes. Well, today maybe will be like 7, 8 minutes. When it's done, I will show you. And now I will have Eileen take over.
Okay, hello. My kitchen has a pretty weird setup, so we're gonna make it work somehow. And if you want to see something, just let me know, I guess. Got the recipe somewhere as well. So right, so I use frozen like fruits for this. I have a mix of like frozen cherries, strawberries, and just like raspberries, berries. I just have every red berry you could imagine probably in here, and you can use fresh berries as well if you have them. I don't. And then you also need juice. I like to use cherry juice because it's kind of like tart, not too sweet, but you can also use like really sweet juice like strawberry. I don't know if that's a thing, but you can use any juice you like. Right, so I'm just gonna start mixing it up then. So you need 2 pots. I have a small one and like a larger one. And you're gonna start with some juice. So I'm making about half of what the recipe states. So I have around like 400 grams of berries. So I'm gonna use half a cup of juice. If you want it more like watered down, you can also add more. Yeah, especially if you have fresh berries, probably that would be really nice. So I have half a cup in here, and I just put that on my stove to start heating up. And then I take a bowl, my sugar, and my cornstarch. So I'm plant-based, so I use cornstarch. If you're not, you can also use gelatin for it. I have no idea how much of that, though. You would have to Google that, but you can do it. Just trying to find a tablespoon. Right, so I need about, sorry, that was my cabinet falling. I use around like 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch and about 1/4 of a cup of sugar. And I have my sugar in a cup over here. And I just mix that up and add a little bit of juice to it. And I just take it out of the pot. And I start mixing it. And that helps with just making it not clump once you mix the dry and the wet ingredients. But I think you could also just throw it into the pot and mix really well. You can probably do that as well. So mine is mixed pretty well here. I don't know if you can really see it, but mine is mixed pretty well. So I just plop it in the pot. And then I mix it, and then I add the berries straight ahead. It's pretty easy. And that's pretty much it. Now you just cook it down. I like to have like a vanilla sauce with it. So that's what I'm gonna cook next. But if you don't want it, you can just leave it on the stove for like 10-15 minutes and then just serve it in a bowl. But for the sauce, which is also pretty straightforward, you need milk. I use macadamia milk. You can also use cow's milk or oat milk or whatever you have. And I need about a cup of milk. And that's about as much as I have left as well, so that's great. I think it is being recorded, Jonathan. I don't know if it will be put up on YouTube, though. Someone else might know that, though. And then I add vanilla, so you can add as little or as much as you want. I add about a teaspoon. And then you put it on the stove. At like medium heat, and you can also mix your berries at that point. Which I will show you guys. So I used frozen berries, and they already start to like break down. I don't really know if you can see that because I noticed that everything is red in the picture, but yeah, they start to cook down pretty quickly. And if you use fresh berries, it's even quicker. So just mix that. And if you feel like it's getting too dry, you can just add more juice to it. And now to make the milk kind of set a bit, to make it a sauce, take another bowl and you take about, let me check the recipe. I had to calculate it, of course. I use less than in the recipe. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and 1 tablespoon of sugar, so 1 to 1. And you just do the same again, so you just mix it up and add some milk to it. So you basically making like a white sauce. You just try to make it sweet instead of savory. And especially to milk, if you add dry ingredients, it clumps really fast. So I would definitely mix it beforehand, if you can. So I don't really know what to talk about while I'm mixing. I guess the recipe is kind of unique in that it's more a northern thing. I think we share it with like Denmark and the Netherlands. I don't really know if they eat it in the south of Germany too, like Bavaria and stuff. I don't know, because I'm from Hamburg. So I've got it, let's see. So now this is like the sugar and cornstarch mix. So it's kind of like watery, just a perfect consistency to mix anything into milk. And you want to take the milk off the heat for that. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to use the same, I don't really know what they're called. I'll use the same thing that I used for the berries, so I might dye my milk pink. Just a warning. And then you just put it back on the heat and bring that to a boil, and it will set then. And these are the berries right now. God, I'm gonna break my laptop. As you can see now, it got like this. It's like nearly like on the way to jam, berry jam, and that's what you want. And I personally love cinnamon, especially in fall. So now at this point, I add cinnamon. You can do that, and you can add as little as you want, or you can add no cinnamon at all, and it's still good. So I just mix that up, and the moment the milk starts to set, you can basically serve it, and it's that easy. My mom always used to do it for us after school, because it was just really quick to get the kids to be quiet, I guess. So it's a really easy recipe, and I hope you make it at home at some point. And I'm pretty much done too. So.
All right, then I will show you what's happening here. Sorry, while Eileen was making hers, I was making more dumplings so I can feed my kids. All right, I'm gonna finish this one, then wash my hands. I actually just turned the stove off already, but I will show you just a second. So if you eat Chinese food, you probably notice we eat a lot of green onion, and we use a lot of green onion and sesame as well. So that's kind of what I'm going to use when I serve dumplings. So I already turned it off. Oh, let me turn this down a little bit. I will show you. All right, probably a fork works too. So I already turned it off. Here's what it looked like, and I will show you the bottom of it. Oh, it's hot. Oh, it's really hot. All right, so you will see the bottom is kind of like a little gold and brown color. I don't know if you can hear, it's pretty crispy right now. Yeah, and you can see in the pan, all the water is gone, only oil left, and the oil was just kind of cooking, frying the bottom. Yeah, and so this is, it's actually pretty juicy. That's why juice was on my hands, was really hot. So yeah, so this is dumpling, and I'm just gonna serve it on a plate and finish with a little bit of green onion, sesame, and make a dipping sauce. Okay. I would just top it with a little bit of green onion, put on the top, and then a little bit of sesame, and then I'll make a dipping sauce and show you what I do. Okay. I'll bring it this way so you can see it. Just a tiny bit of sesame goes on top. I like sesame, and I like my food look pretty. So that's pretty much dumpling ready. You can just eat it without any sauce, but I like to make a little sauce, dipping sauce. All right, let me use this bowl actually. You can see better what's in there. So this is sesame oil. You can probably find it in Kroger too. Just pure sesame oil. Put a little bit of sesame oil. I'm using a big bowl, so it'd be enough for the family. And then rice vinegar. I think Kroger has this one as well. This is the one I like to use. It doesn't have very strong vinegar flavor, but it is kind of mild. It's very refreshing. And again, I don't have exact measurements. It's really up to you. If you like more, sesame, put more sesame oil. If you like more vinegar, a bit more vinegar. If you like more soy sauce, you can go with more soy sauce. And that's it. That's just a dipping sauce. Go with your dumpling. Yep, this is what we're gonna have for dinner. Mace, how's it going over there in the oven?
It's going really well. I was trying to throw it in the chat, but I don't know. My keyboard is switched to another language, so I'll figure out when I'm done. It's looking good. It's actually taking longer than I expected. So it's taking about 50 minutes. So we need a little bit more in the oven, about 10 minutes, and then it should be ready. But so pretty much the last step would be, I'm gonna not make the same mistake again. So I'm gonna show you right here. So this is coriander, lemon juice, ginger and garlic, and sumac, which is this little spice that you can find in jungle gyms. I couldn't find it in Kroger. This is actually my mom got it with her from Jordan when she came to visit in August. So she's been here since, and it's a treasure to find in the States. So I like sprinkle from it. I don't use much unless I'm in Jordan, so I put like a lot of it. And so pretty much this whole seasoning or dressing. Unlike Yunnan, we don't dip it in it. We add it at the top of our casserole chicken and potatoes, and then we put it in the oven on the top. So for like about 5-7 minutes, it depends really on your oven until you see your potatoes and chicken get like this color, brown color, and it looks like crunchy. We usually eat this whole chicken thing, and then you can eat it. We usually eat it with, my mom likes to eat it with yogurt. We dip it in like bread. So you just take a little bit of bread and then you kind of dip it and then you eat it. Or you can eat it with a salad. It depends. I like to eat it by itself, just like that. It's juicy. It's super juicy, especially if you add lemon. And yeah, and it's super light for evening, I guess. It's actually one of the lightest Jordanian food that you can make at night. So other than that, it'll be like you'll sleep on a heavy stomach if you make something else.
Well, I guess I can show what the berries are doing while we wait for something else to happen. So this is what it starts boiling and it kind of gets like soupy, I guess, like all the liquid from the berries come out. So it's kind of like a soup with fruit. It's just very summery, fall-like when you put cinnamon in it, and it's just really sweet and good, I think. So are there like any questions for anyone, like Mais or me?
Carrie, you're welcome. I wanted to type in the chat, but again, my laptop is acting. So you're welcome. I really hope that you try it because it really is delicious.
There's a question earlier asking about whether this video will be available on YouTube. So actually, we will try to work on the video. Hopefully, the recording, everything looks good. If that's the case, we can share with you, and we can probably share on our social media too. Eileen, I think there's a question for you. It says, do you pour the milk vanilla mixture on top of the fruit when you put it in a bowl?
Yes. So I put it on top. Some people don't like it. I really like it on top. And then other people also eat it with milk rice. I don't know if that's a thing in America, but it's basically like risotto rice cooked in a lot of milk. And a lot of people eat the berries with that as well.
Elian, we actually have this dessert in Jordan that my mom makes. It's very famous. It's rice in milk. It's cooked rice in milk, and then they put it in the fridge. So you're basically eating rice and milk. I personally don't like it because I feel like it's like, what is this? But a lot of people love it. Go ahead.
That's so interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, no, they eat it cold. But I'm leaving Oxford next Monday, and I'm going to see my sister, so we're going to spend family time. But I'm going to make them, I told them about this dessert that you just made, and I'm going to make them for them, make it for them. And they're like, yes, we finally want something new.
So Mais, when did you learn doing your dish? Molly asked us all that.
I grew up in a house with my mom and my dad who loves to cook. So I grew up eating this dish since as long as I can remember, honestly. I know a lot of Jordanian recipes that I learned. It was from my aunt, who she really loves to cook as well. So this is how I learned. It's just some of the things we add to our recipes that not a lot of people add to, because again, we love ginger, for example. You love cinnamon, you add extra cinnamon. So.
Yeah, I guess it's the same for me. My mom is not that much of a cooker herself, and my dad was always working, so I was with my grandma a lot. But both of them cooked the dessert, and that was actually a thing my mom could also cook. So I probably had it like at least once a week growing up. So I think it's just things I picked up through childhood. It's one of those things like everyone in the north of Germany and Denmark probably eats throughout their childhood.
So for me, like I shared earlier, you know, dumpling is such a festival dish in China. So I would say when I started folding dumpling, I was probably very, very young. I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. I don't even remember. But when I really started making dumpling, like from scratch, making my own filling, that was after I came to the United States. You know, when we were home, there's no really need to cook anything, you know, mom, dad, they will make it, they will do. Anyway, so when I really started cooking a lot of Chinese food, that's when I came to the States. But yeah, like folding dumpling, it can be such a fun family event. Like my daughter, she is 3 years old. On weekends, sometimes, you know, we bake pie. I will have her help me with baking stuff, and she will help me fold dumplings too, play with the dough. I mean, it's not like she makes great dumplings, but yes, she will help me making fold dumplings too. Yeah.
So we have Jonathan. He's a student journalist at CRJC. I believe it's a news website. And Jonathan said they're here to cover the event, and the recording would help them write an article much easier. So if you want to contact Jonathan after a while.
Yes, we can definitely do that. Jonathan, you wanna maybe send me an email after the event, maybe tomorrow too, so make sure I get the recording to you and the recipe and whatever material you need.
Erin, thank you for sharing our recipes. If any of your friends try it, please send them to Yunan so they can share it on social media. It would be super great.
If you have any more questions, feel free to send in the chat. And like I shared earlier, we'll probably post this on social media so you can look up the recipe and look at the recording later too and share with your friends. So Eileen, is your dessert almost done?
I'm just about to plate it actually.
Awesome.
My chicken needs a little bit more, just 5 minutes. It really depends on your oven, so make sure to just keep checking your oven and your chicken while making it. Each oven is different, and here's my mom gonna check it again.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily the most attractive food. Like, I mean, objectively speaking, like looking into the bowl, it's not necessarily like where you go, like, yes, I want to try that. But you should. It's really good. It's really, I guess it was like a poor people food, but it's very rustic, I guess is what is a better term for it. But it's really good, and I hope whoever makes it at home enjoys it. And I think that's it from me. Yes, and grad students are always on a budget, so.
Thank you, Eileen. No, that looks delicious to me. I love fruit. I would definitely try that recipe. Probably Thanksgiving.
Also, we made the chicken for two people. So feel free to adjust the recipe, as if you're cooking for one, use as much as you eat for yourself for chicken breast. You can also use this recipe instead of chicken breast, like chicken wings. Chicken wings I don't prefer. Chicken like drumstick. I'm not sure what is it called. Any parts of the chicken. But the seasonings will be the same. It's just really up to you. The main part in this is the lemon and garlic and coriander, and the seasoning. So if you don't add a lot of seasoning, I believe you should add more seasoning.
Yeah, I'm here just folding more dumplings. Like the whole pack, I think, has 50 dumpling wraps and 1 pound of ground beef and all the vegetable I put in there. It's about the right amount of filling for the number of dumpling wrap I have here. You'll be plenty of food to feed the entire family of 4 or maybe even 5. And if you make too many dumplings, you can just put it in the freezer, like uncooked, put it in the freezer. It will still be very good next time when you cook it. We're just waiting for maize. Chicken to be cooked. Probably just a few more minutes, 5 more minutes. Okay. I was hoping we have some audience will cook along, because we did share the recipe on social media and on our poster. But it's kind of always fun. I love cooking. And before today's event, actually, we practiced together, and it was really fun, cook together and talk.
A fun fact, I actually wanted to be a chef growing up. I still really need to be a chef, but cooking school is ridiculously expensive. So I'm in student affairs and higher education, so I can work in this field and then save some money and then go to cooking school, because I just love cooking. I can probably study cooking for like as long as I really want to.
Yeah, and I am half serious about my dumpling shop. If someday, a year or 2 later, if there's a new dumpling shop in town, it might be me and my mom. My mom come here visit me sometimes, and she gets so bored, and she's like, "There's not." Well, she help with the grandkids, but still, she get bored, and I'm like, I talked to her. Maybe we can open a restaurant. You know, there's so many Chinese restaurants in town. We can make dumplings. We can sell dumplings.
So Yunan, there's a question from Molly. If you need to rewarm the dumplings, how is the best way to do that?
If you need to rewarm the dumpling, if it's a pan fried, I would suggest you just put back in the pan, kind of cook the bottom a couple more minutes. If it's steamed or boiled, the boiled dumpling doesn't reheat very well because it's boiled. Steamed, just steamed too. And actually, it doesn't matter. The dumpling gets cold, it's still really good.
And then we have a question from Erin. You mentioned boiling dumplings. Do you just toast them in water, kind of like you would boil pasta?
Exactly. So you just boil a pot of water, add a pinch of salt. Then the water is boiled. Put dumpling in there. Put a lid on. Let it cook. Just let it boil. Depends the size of the dumpling. Typically less than 10 minutes. I would say pretty much same process you make pasta. And when the dumpling is cooked, you'll just kind of float. Yeah, then just kind of get them out and it's ready.
All right, so the chicken is out of the oven. So I'll show you how, so this is how it's supposed to look. Super good. It's gonna get water from it, so you just pour the water into a little bit, like into just a bowl. And then we'll add this part. You just really sprinkle it. Oh my gosh, the smell. My residents, I live in a residence hall, so every time I cook, my residents, they ask me, they're like, what are you cooking? Like, what are you, like, I think I really should open a restaurant too, Yuren. We'll open next to each other, Jordanian and dumplings one, Chinese one.
Sounds good.
And you just kind of pour it around. Oh my gosh, it looks, I love this dish, and I'm about to tear how good it smells. So good. All right. All right. Then it's into the oven. Can you add ground chicken or ground pork into the dumpling mixture? Do you need to add any more liquid if you use ground chicken, which has less fat than beef?
Yes, totally. You can use ground chicken or ground pork. Actually, pork dumpling is the most popular one in China, and it's fine. But with chicken, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's chicken or pork. I don't necessarily have to add fat to it because the egg actually does make the meat really tender and juicy. That's kind of the little trick we use. So yeah, no extra fat, just ground chicken or pork. They will be fine.
What are some of your other favorite dishes to make from your countries? Eileen or Yunan, if you want to go ahead, because I really have to think about this.
Oh God, I don't know. Like I said, I'm German, and Germans eat a lot of meat, so I'm out there. Pancakes, probably. I think German pancakes are way better than American pancakes, which might be controversial, but I think the American ones are really like thick and dry, and ours are like thin a bit, apple slices in them, and then cinnamon sugar on top. It's really good. They're a bit more like crepes, maybe. So I guess I really like doing that. Yeah. I can't think of anything else right now. A lot of the dishes I used to like to cook were like meat dishes. Yeah.
For me, Chinese food, I do a lot of stir fry at home, and of course, everything we serve with plain rice. So most of the days we have rice cooker on, have just rice. Pretty much every day we have rice. My husband, he's not Chinese, and he kind of grows to love rice, and it's healthier, it's gluten-free. So yeah, so our family, we eat a lot of rice, and stir-fried dishes really go good with rice. Typically, I will use one kind of meat and then vegetables. So it could be broccoli stir-fry with chicken breast, or mushroom with beef sliced, or shrimp with asparagus. So yeah, so pretty much, and really like Chinese food, we have such big variety of different kinds of cuisine, cooking style in China. So really it's whatever is seasonal, that's kind of how we use in the kitchen, what we serve. So whatever, typically it's like whatever in Kroger, it looks good or on sale, it's kind of seasonal. I will grab that vegetable or whatever, then stir fry with meat. That's kind of my favorite to go Chinese dishes, and balanced, nutritious and balanced with veggie and some protein and with rice. And that's kind of what I like. Mace, you want to share?
Yeah.
The dishes?
So we eat rice a lot, just like you. And like this is one of the meals that we don't eat rice with. Well, some people they make white rice with it. So my favorite dish would be, it's called kapsay. So it's originally from Saudi Arabia, and it's a dish that you make rice with a lot of spices. It does have its own spices. You add raisins, you add almonds, toasted almonds, you add toasted pine nuts, and then you cook the rice with the chicken broth, and you also add tomato paste, which is, my mom doesn't know how to make it. I am a master in this, and I love it, and I'm so proud to say that. And then the chicken, you put it in the oven and you like toast it in the oven, but you add tomato sauce on that chicken, which gives it like a very red color and super good. On the other hand, with this dish, we're also making a salad. So Jordan is really famous for its salad as well. We add green onions to our salad. Today's salad is super simple. We just got a ready-mix salad from Kroger, and then we add green onion, and then we'll add a little bit of sumac because we like it. Our dressing for any salad, basically always 99% of the salads that we make, olive oil, lemon, and salt, and that would be perfect. And we add sometimes cucumbers, sometimes tomatoes, but this salad we're making it simple, just adding it, just because we really like to eat something green with our food, if not rice.
All right. Is your mom helping you, Maze?
Yeah, she's the cook here. Ever since she came to the States, I haven't cooked anything, pretty much until you told me you need to cook. So, yeah.
Anything or all things?
I didn't cook anything, so she cooked everything, basically. I made dessert once. So, I just cook kisses and shower her with kisses, pretty much. That's my master.
Yeah, my mom same way. When she visits, I'm not in the kitchen. She takes over.
I love to cook, but not in grad school. Definitely in grad school.
Yeah, I actually started my second pan of dumplings. I will show you here real quick. So just adding dumpling and oil, same process, and let it cook for a minute or two. Then I'll add water there. So really, it's pretty simple to make dumplings.
All right, our chicken is ready. So I'm gonna show you. It looks so good. Sorry, I'm just excited. All right, so this is how it should look at the end. I'm not sure if you can see it.
Yes, looks good.
It smells, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. And then we also added pomegranate to our salad. Where is it? Here.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Never tried that, huh?
So good.
All right. Thank you, Maze, and thank you, Eileen. I think that kind of just wrap up our program tonight. If you have any questions, feel free, send me an email. And like I said, we will try to post the video and recipe on social media so you can try it at home. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for your time. It was really delicious looking.
Thank you.
Bye. Have a good night.
Bye.